So we've heard all off season. By the way, there's some birds chirping near me, so because it's early in the morning. But either way, we're here. We've heard all off season that the Orlando Magic are going to be suitors for scorers, shooters, whatever you want to call them. And the two big names that they've been, kind of the dark horses for all off season or all season long, that the Klay Thompson, Paul George sweepstakes could have the Orlando Magic be actual suitors. And before we actually get to it, I think the biggest thing is understanding how he fits with those teams, or why he would fit with those teams. First off, Florida has no income tax. So for him to make the most money, or for either of those players to make the most money, it would be playing for a Florida team. So if they want to really cash in their last checks, especially those two guys haven't played in California, it would be playing for an Orlando team, or a Florida team just in general. But so with that being said, this report is being perpetuated throughout the season that that's a valid option, and the Orlando Magic should have nearly $50 million in cap space, more than enough to sign a max contract player. And Orlando has been attached to a bunch of names because it seems like plan A is Paul George, plan B is Klay Thompson, plan C is either D'Angelo Russell or Buddy Hield. And they really do want a big name, and I think they'll be able to land a big name if they want to go out there. And yes, the two guys we're hearing from a recent report by Mark Stein of the Sideline Substack is that the Orlando Magic could have interest in Paul George and Klay Thompson. George has that player option and he wants a max contract, and he's expected to decline his player option, while Klay Thompson is set to become an unrestricted free agent, and he wants more money than the Warriors are willing to give. George and Thompson could still extensions with their current teams by the end of the day, June 30th, and neither player has seemingly made much progress. It's been reported on the extension front by Mark Stein of the Stein Line. Orlando has the offseason with a near max cap space before they start to get to their extensions. But I think definitely when you look at the idea, Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner become extension eligible, and they could really give either of these guys a Fred VanVleet type max, where 2 years and then a third year being a team option, and the third year is fully non-guaranteed. I think the second year and the first year are guaranteed. So those are the type of deals you could be looking at, and we expect them to be giving a max extension to Paul Banchero in the future. So you just have to time that all up. But I do think right there is, when you look at everything, like, I know some people are going to be like, Orlando's timeline does not match up with either of these players or the stage of the careers. So that's why you would give them the Fred VanVleet deal, so you can get off the money just in case it doesn't work, or you can just trade them. And because the reason why you do this is the only other option of building a championship team quicker, and it fast forwarding the timeline a little bit with these young guys, is via trade to improve the guys. And while that may help you find guys that fit the timeline a little better, you may be risking a bit more cap room and assets. And the Magic were pretty competitive for the fourth youngest team in the NBA and almost made it to the second round against the Cavs. So it's possible in a year or two, with a 2-year or 3-year deal with a team option. I just think it's there. And I think the next 2 years is when the Magic can and feasibly should sign players to short-term deals to help. Do you guys hear that bird? But short-term, deals to help maximize this window, kind of like when in the NFL you see teams try to get themselves a build a championship team around a rookie quarterback, and these are the players that you need around you because to help you get to that next level. I mean, look, Al Horford's a guy who's aged greatly, so I think if you look, Jonathan Isaac, Anthony Black, and 2 first-round picks could be used as a trade asset, as well as Wendell Carter, Mo Wagner are the only players I think they would be willing to trade. And I really, and I know Isaac is one of the most important players on this team, and I wouldn't trade him. But the thing is, Wendell Carter is a free agent next summer, and he can take a larger role down the road. And Mr. Jonathan Isaac, his contract's good and he has some trade value. And I know Jamal Mosley loves him, but the injuries are a legit thing. So I just think personally, you maximize the window, and you just try to go and build this window so you can just start winning now, is what I would do.